DK in Ielts Vlog, episode 18, unit 18, still in writing of task 2 of the Ielts. Well, let's start exercise 1 by creating main idea and also supporting idea, because in your writing you should be able to state your main idea clearly and also support your main idea by writing some supporting sentences or examples. Let's see the sample question. Why cars should be banned from city centers? Yes, let's try to see the incorrect answer first before we read the correct one in the next screen. I don't think cars should be banned from city centers because we need to travel by car. Otherwise, how can we get around? Public transport is not good in my city, so I need my car. In some cities, for example London, you must pay to enter the city center by car. People with money can pay this anyway. There are not enough car parks, so people must park their cars on the street, and this causes traffic jams. Can you find any problem with the answer, or is it alright for you? So, the writing above is not academically and scientifically correct. The style is too conversational for an essay. As you can see over there, the writer uses very short sentences. As I told you previously, you should be able to create complex sentences, to get a good score. And then, for example, here, public transport is not good in my city. It's too conversational. It's too informal. And then, can you find the main idea in the supporting sentences? Of course not. I don't think cars should be banned from city centers because blah, blah, blah. It's an opinion. It's not the main idea of the passage over there. And then, there are too many disjointed ideas without support, and moreover only a few linkers that are used, only and, so, and then what else? Anyway, and yes. So only a few linkers over there. And the last sentence also, it's not the main idea, it's also a sample from his own experience. So never use this kind of answer. It's like sharing stories to your friends. Let's take a look at the correct answers in the next screen. Well, let's take a look. Still in the same question, why cars should be banned from city centers? Let's take a look at the correct answers. You've got 2 paragraphs over there. Let's read along with me the first paragraph first. Most world cities were designed long before the motor car, and so, naturally, they were not meant to handle the large volumes of traffic so common today. For instance, the streets in the center of Tokyo, where I come from, are narrow and the traffic moves very slowly, particularly at rush hour. Cities such as Jakarta and Bangkok are famous for their traffic jams, and in fact, a 10-kilometer journey can take up to 2 hours. You've got the word naturally over there, it's a good linker. For instance, for giving example and also elaborate your ideas. In the center of Tokyo, where I come from, can you distinguish between the first writing and the second writing here? It's very different where I come from, and then in my city it's very different level of vocabulary choices over there. So, and then you've got also such as Jakarta and Bangkok, you've got the word such as to elaborate and give examples, and also in fact it's a good link also. Now let's move to second paragraph. Understandably, governments look for ways to reduce traffic jams, and one way is to ban cars from entering city centers altogether, or alternatively to charge them a steep fee. A good example of this is the congestion charge in London, which has successfully reduced the number of vehicles entering the city between 7 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. on weekdays. Indeed, it has been so successful that the Mayor of London is planning to extend the zone to encourage people to use public transportation. In my experience, this is a sensible way to tackle the problem of traffic congestion and one which other world cities could easily copy. You've got the word understandably over there, and then a good example of this. You've got also alternatively in between, indeed also, and in my experience, those linkers, it's a must. You must use as many kind as word linkers to elaborate your ideas and also giving example. So don't forget to use these keywords in your writing. So one point you can elaborate until 2 until 3 sentences, and that's enough to show your ability in academic writing. In exercise 2, we're going to learn how to elaborate our answers, because expanding your answers is very important in your writing. You can use these expressions to expand your answers. For example, of course, firstly, for one thing, a good example of this is, in fact, indeed, if this is or were the case, naturally, understandably, in my experience. You can use those expressions to link between the main idea and also your supporting ideas. Let's try to make one sentence in one topic, of course. So, elaborating sample number 1, let's talk about tourism. Let's talk about international tourism and their impact to the local cultures and people. So, let's try to make one sentence. The influence of international tourism companies, such as hotels and resorts, sometimes affect the local cultures and people around them. Let's pick one expression in the box so that we can expand our answer in detail. For example, a good example of this is when the foreign tourists might contaminate the local people with beers, drugs, or even free sex. Understandably, government is required to take actions to prevent this from happening. You've got the expressions of a good example of this, and then understandably, to expand your ideas as an example, one main idea, you can expand up to 2 sentences over there. And let's talk about something else. What do you want to talk? Any idea? Elaborating sample number 2. Let's talk about foreign language. Learning foreign languages other than English is very important these days, particularly when we are facing the global market. Let's choose one expression from the box to be put in our writing. In expanding our writing over here, supporting sentences. Of course, in business, communication is very essential when dealing with transactions, bargaining, and price dealing. Let's pick another expression to be put in our writing to expand our writing in one more sentence. In fact, a Chinese trader and an Indonesian buyer might communicate in English as medium language in their businesses. You've got the expression of course over there, and also in fact to link between your main idea and also your supporting ideas. Got the idea, everyone? So let's try another exercise about elaborating your answer. Yes, let's have another exercises on elaborating our answer. We can still use the expressions in the box to elaborate and expand our answers more in detail. So let's try elaborating sample number 3. We are talking about aging society. Let's write. Some people say that senior citizens might become a burden for the society, but some others think that they can still have important roles in the society. Let's pick one expression from the box. Any idea? Which one would you like to pick? In fact, I think they can still bring more positive roles compared to the negative ones. Of course, it is better for government to provide jobs for them. Let's have another one last sentence. Let's pick one. In Singapore, for example, many senior citizens are empowered by the government and the employers as cleaning staffs, which other government can easily copy. You've got the expression of in fact over there, and then of course, and also for example, to link your ideas between main ideas and supporting ideas. Great. Let's have one last sample, elaborating sample number 4. Let's talk about shopping. Online shopping has been so common today, particularly among young shoppers between the age of 20 to 30 years old. Can you propose any expression from the box to be put to link between the idea in sentence number 1 and sentence number 2? Let's use understandably. Busy people have no time for checking prices, comparing goods, and going to the stores, and that is why the volumes of online transactions have risen significantly for the past 5 years. If this is the case, I think the government needs to issue tax regulation regarding this online shopping phenomenon. You've got the word understandably, and then if this is the case, to link ideas between first sentence to second sentence to the third sentence. As easy as pie, isn't it? Let's have a practice regarding elaborating answer. You can use the expressions in the box to link ideas between sentence number 1, 2, and 3 in number 1 until 3 over there. Let's start with number 1. It is impossible to predict what type of holidays people will be taking in 1,000 years' time. It is possible. Let's pick one expression suitable to fill 1A. For example, that space travel will be a realistic option in the future. Now for 1B, the suitable linker between sentence number 2 and sentence number 3 in number 1B. If this were the case, it would completely transform our traditional view of holiday. Number 2, I would argue that supermarkets are a good thing. Come on. Try to pick the expressions in the box to be filled into A over there. Come on, which expression do you think? Let's try. In fact, in some countries, they can offer so many products that it's hardly necessary to shop anywhere else. And to B, let's try to pick one expression in the box as a linker between sentence number 2 and sentence number 3 for 2B. Of course, there are sometimes instances of local opposition, but this is usually short-lived. Let's try the final exercise, number 3. Statistics show that the worst drivers in the world are young men. That's the first sentence, and now let's link between sentence number 1 and sentence number 2. In my experience, if you look closely at any car that is going too fast, overtaking in the wrong place or driving too close to the car in front, there will be a young man in the driver's seat. Great! Let's have another exercise in still elaborating our answer. In exercise 4, we're going to learn about composing complex sentences. in the test tip over there, it is important to show that you can write complex sentences and link your ideas. So if you write only simple sentences, you will lose mark or your score will not as high as you expect. Let's see the example over there. You've got 4 simple sentences. Let's read together. The World Cup is the largest sporting event in the world. The World Cup is played every 4 years. The event is hosted by different country each time, and the event generates huge amounts of money. You've got 2 World Cups over there, and you've got the events also over there. Let's combine those 4 simple sentences into one complex sentence. The World Cup, which is held in different countries every 4 years, is the largest sporting event in the world and generate huge amount of money. Yes, you have the connecting word which, also word and over there. Now let's try number 1. You've got 3 simple sentences. Mobile phones used to be very expensive. Only wealthy people had mobile phones, and today mobile phones are extremely common. You can connect between sentence number 1, 2, and 3 with connecting words, for example, and, or, but, however, moreover, which, when, who, that, and so on. For example, let's write first sentence number 1. Mobile phones used to be very expensive, comma, you've got the words mobile phones over there. Now let's make another sentence in sentence number 2. Let's connect sentence number 1 with sentence number 2. You've got mobile phones also in sentence number 2. That only wealthy people had them. You've got pronoun of them, refers to mobile phones. And then sentence number 3, you've got also mobile phones, but they are extremely common today. Yes. So let's try the first connect. You've got they, refers to mobile phones also, and you've got connecting word that and but to connect ideas. Let's move to number 2. You've got many young people in first sentence and also second sentence. Many young people who spend their evenings in front of the TV are overweight when advertisements for unhealthy food are shown. You've got 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. You've got their evenings, so it's similar. Yes, so those are how you compose complex sentences. Let's try still in exercise 4, number 3 and number 4, composing complex sentences. Let's try number 3. You've got 3 simple sentences over there. Let's read together. Few people communicate by hard copy mail these days. Hard copy letters are used mainly in formal situations. Emails have become the most common form of written communication. And number 4, some people believe human beings are responsible for global warming. Other people think global warming is caused by climatic factors. The influence of climatic factors cannot be altered by lowering pollution levels. Now, I will give you 5 until 10 minutes to write your own answers how to compose complex sentences. And now you should pause the video while you write your answers. Pause the video right now and we'll be back after the next 5 until 10 minutes, please. Yes, I hope you have written your answers. Let's try number 3. How would you join those three sentences into one complex sentence. Few people communicate by hard copy mail these days. Informal situation. That's sentence number 1 and sentence number 2 combined all together. While emails have become the most common form of written communication. You've got the word while, connecting while over there. As for number 4, some people believe human beings are responsible for global warming. That's the first sentence. How would you combine to second sentence? While others think it is caused by climatic factors which cannot be altered by lowering pollution level. You've got connecting word while and connecting word which. Yes. If you still have any question on how to compose complex sentences, you can email me right after this. Well, that's all for this episode of DK's IELTS vlog in Task 2. We will move to the last part of the Task 2 IELTS writing test in the next episode. That's all for today. We see you when we see you. Goodbye, everyone.